we followed that up with the Higher Ed AV Awards, where our very own Ernie Bailey was honored by being entered into the Hall of Fame. That
Living legend status.
Yeah, so Ernie, how does that feel?
It's very exciting. I do appreciate the award. It was a very exciting event. I liked it. We talked a lot while we were there about where we've been and where we're going. I guess my first InfoComm, before it was called InfoComm, back when it was the National Audio Visual Association show, was in 1985.
Sheesh.
And I have made, not all, but most of them. It's been a great ride. I've really enjoyed it. I hope I'm not going away after this. I would like to be around for 2 or 3 more years anyway before I actually retire. So
I know, right? We're not ready for you to
just be fly fishing all day long. Nope.
Right? No.
Gone fishing instead of just a wishing.
Hello, AP friends, and welcome to another episode of EdTech. So obviously, this isn't our usual kind of episode that we've got, but I still have with me some of our regular higher ed AV professionals. Ernie Bailey, thank you for joining me again today.
Aaron, it's great to be here, and this is always my favorite show that we do each year.
Yes. I love when the crew is here in person with me. And of course, Lisle Waldron.
Sitting next to the legend, the soon-to-be legend, and the lost voice. I love this. It is InfoComm 26.
And so today's special guest joining us for this episode is Calvin Thorbourne from Emory University. Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So to start off, how about you tell us a little bit about what you do over at Emory?
All right. I'm in the IT department. I'm the AV specialist at Candler School of Theology. I do multiple things, obviously classroom support for faculty, staff, computer, help desk essentially. But we also have chapel services. So I do the AV for the chapel service most of the time, video when needed, but most of the time I'm just handling the AV. We have chapel services twice a week during the school year. So that's it,
Ultimate Swiss Army knife.
Yes, sir.
That's I think AV. We all have to be that.
That's an AV Pro, correct.
We all have to be
That's an AV Pro.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes. So, as you can tell by my voice, this has been a very long week. And it all kind of kicked off between the Higher Ed AV Summit.
Summit was great,
The education, program. But then we followed that up with the Higher Ed AV Awards, where our very own Ernie Bailey was honored by being entered into the
AV Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. That
Living legend status.
Yeah. So Ernie, how does that feel?
It's very exciting. I do appreciate the award. Appreciate the nomination that I got from Aaron. And it was a very exciting event. I liked it. We talked a lot while we were there about, the history and where we go, or where we've been and where we're going. So
absolutely, and so well deserved. Absolutely, Ernie. You have done so much, between higher ed and then outside of higher ed with your work that you'd done with the VIXA and InfoComm, before it was a VIXA.
Right.
And, you've done so much, and so you absolutely deserve this.
I think, Aaron, for me, and this is important, Ernie, for you to hear, because you're moving on to your next AV phase. One of the things I love about InfoComm is not just getting to see the team and meet the Prism scholars, but I got to meet Ernie's team. And your legacy that is walking through the halls of InfoComm, you've created a great team. I've not met a team of young people, I don't want to be too on the age side, but a team of young people who have such reverence and admiration for you. And to me, that that bridging of the generations, it speaks profoundly, Ernie, to what are those years that you've put into the industry, because you've formulated, you've created, you've mentored and molded some really good techs that are really going to make an impact. You've left your environment in very good hands, and to me that I've been privileged to know you for these years, but to get to meet your team this year, for me, phenomenal. I was like, okay, this is great. I understand.
Well, thank you. And, I enjoy doing that. I enjoy mentoring, and just getting to see all the people that I've known for the last 45 years. This is I've been, I guess, my first InfoComm, before it was called InfoComm, back when it was the National Audiovisual Association show, was in 1985.
Sheesh.
And I have made, not all, but most of them. They used to travel around the country, used to be in different places before we got so big that we only fit in Las Vegas or Orlando.
Orlando, yeah, that's crazy.
It's been a great ride. I've really enjoyed it. I hope I'm not going away after this. I would like to be around for 2 or 3 more years anyway before I actually retire. So
I know, right? We're not ready for you to
just be fly fishing all day long. Nope.
Right? No.
Nope.
Ernie's still got to keep doing that good work. But I want to still stay on slightly on the topic of awards, because HETMA did win a AV Awards America's award for Best DEI program, and in the HETMA, or the HETMA's Prism Scholarship, and we happen to have one of our Prism Scholars with us.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Oh, imagine how that worked out. But yeah, so Cameron, tell us a little bit about your experience with the program.
Okay. Well, first of all, one of my colleagues was a recipient of the Prism Scholarship last year, and introduced me to it. I was not familiar with HETMA or the Prism Scholarship, but as I started working at Emory, and I just wanted to learn more and grow in higher ed, AV, I applied, and I was fortunate enough to receive this scholarship, and it has really been impactful. It has given me some direction on a career path. When you're doing what you know how to do naturally, you say, okay, well, this is as good as it gets, or what else is there? And being part of this organization gives you a community of like-minded people, and people on levels that you can attain, aspire to be. And that's how you grow and learn. And I don't think you should ever stop learning or growing, no matter how old you are, or if you retire and fly fish. You still you still have to keep learning, and that's how it keeps us young, I guess. But HETMA has been inspiring, to say the least, with all the technology, and it can be overwhelming. I went to InfoComm for my first time last year, just on my own dime at first. And then this year, I was fortunate enough to be a Prism Scholarship recipient, and it's a whole new experience to be involved. And I was visiting vendors who said, "Oh, HETMA, you guys are awesome. You guys bring the party to InfoComm." I mean,
don't tell nobody.
We're not allowed to be awesome. What? Yeah.
Just let me be great.
I mean, listen, our partners felt that we are great, and I'm glad to just be a small part of it, and I hope to continue to grow and learn these CTS questions that you have written. Some of which you have written. So that's. I mean, I can go on, but I'll stop.
No, absolutely. Love hearing that.
I would like to bring up. We talked about legacies and things going on. Even before HETMA, Emory people were involved in a lot of the development of the higher ed programs that InfoComm did, and ICIA before InfoComm. I worked very closely with Barb Brandt,
Okay.
who is now retired, but she was with Emory for a long, long time.
Wow.
She was involved. So seeing more people from your school coming back through here
Right.
is really encouraging. So we're seeing more continuation of schools and helping build, and that'll help build HETMA, I think, things like that. So it's exciting
Indeed.
to see that.
Absolutely. And so I want to go, because we're talking about the PRISM Scholarship, we have with us the incoming scholarship chair,
Snap!
Lisle Waldron.
Yep.
So Lisle,
Yes.
let's talk a little bit about the importance of programs like PRISM.
Yeah, I mean, for me, again, everybody knows, if you don't know, I'm coming from Trinidad and Tobago, coming from the islands. I have had the privilege, one that I've had to dig with a shovel and work hard for, to, as you say, on your own dime, get up here. It means a little different for somebody like when I say on my own dime, because I
Yes.
got exchange rates and this and that. And when we get into really opportunity, I could not be happier looking at PRISM as we've done this now for 4 years, give or take, this being the 4th year, because being able to provide that opportunity to those who may not themselves have been able to, or maybe at the crossroads that you just described, is a phenomenal thing. Then when I look at this through the lens of Ernie's side of the equation, I'm realizing, look, this is next. These are the next errands and Ernie's, and hopefully me, but just less chaotic, right? And for me now to steward over this, it's something that I'm looking forward to. I would like to create, because we all speak about the difficulties of retaining AVTechs and getting the message out there and whatnot. I can't see a better program, Erin, than PRISM for doing exactly that. Giving them a place to start from, a head start. Them not having to hit their heads on the same problems that Ernie had to figure out. And then I'm literally on an island and thought I figured it out. I thought I was Columbus and discovered it. Didn't know that Ernie did it 50 years before me, right?
Right.
You now get to stand on those things.
Yes.
And most importantly, you're going to be the guy doing it for the next batch coming up.
Right.
So that, to me, I see PRISM as an end-to-end, circle of the continuity of higher ed tech. And I'm looking forward to the opportunity to be of service to the next batch. I'm kind of jealous I didn't get them, if I'm being honest. I'm kind of this guy.
I know,
Really?
right?
This
But
guy?
I mean, although super excited though about this next cohort
Yeah,
that we
yes,
just
yes.
announced too.
Yes.
So, and when one of our next cohort members did a little DJing for us here when
Shout out to Jalen.
Sir Lisle had to be out doing some education.
I'm getting old. I have to be a speaker and be a responsible adult. I can't, just can't get to be a kid no more.
right?
Never stop.
So terrible having to be important.
Tough times.
So before I get to talking about what we're here for InfoComm, I did want to. I feel like it'd be a silly thing to not mention. If you are watching this on YouTube and not just listening to us, you might have noticed that I'm wearing kind of something a little goofy.
What's new?
So now that the road to 10K is done, like
Yeah.
we have hit the 10K, the race is over. So what next? So we thought, what better thing to do than to debut HETMA's next theme at InfoComm. So our theme this year is HETMA Homecoming. And some people thought, well, I don't know about that theme. That's reading very high school, and sure, but homecoming is very important also in colleges and universities, and kind of gives us the opportunity to just get back to kind of where we started,
The roots.
kind of fostering the newer members, but then also trying to re-engage those older members, bring them back, and just have a little fun with it. Let's be a little collegiate with our themes, and have a whole lot of fun getting back to what makes HETMA great, and really working on. We got those members in. Let's really work on holding them in there and getting everybody active. And also, like, really working on getting back to basics when it comes to our education stuff.
Yeah.
So this year we really swung to a like professional development side, but it was after we kind of got into it a bit more, we sort of realized it was a lot of, talking about those soft skills. We got away from actually talking about the skills that we need to be higher ed techs.
Yes.
Not all of us are ready to go into management,
mid-management or management
and whatnot.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that we're also providing the things that those techs need, and so that's we're getting back to that. But we thought that since it's homecoming and I am the chair, I get to be the homecoming queen.
Nepotism. I didn't even get an application.
I know nobody got to vote on this one, but you never know what might happen next year at InfoComm when it is our full on
I can guarantee
theme.
you I'm not going to be homecoming queen.
But you could be part of homecoming court.
We'll see.
So we'll see. We'll see. But yep, Troy Powers, my vice chair, is the homecoming king, and so we're just having a whole lot of fun with it. And
returning to the tech core is going to be a ton of fun,
Right.
Erin, for sure. Returning to that tech core is going to be great.
Yeah.
We're at a very lovely time in AV where there are a lot of the traditional core things that have been maintained, but we also have, in particular, all of our network stuff. So there is, no matter how good as an AV guy you are right now, and we, again, this is not a HETMA boast, but we have the perfect partner set just for those things. I see companies like Netgear coming and playing a part in that coming home and getting, tech nerdy for us again, carrying us home. Legrand is going to play a part of it. We have so many, partners that I'm looking forward to seeing what the year of homecoming to the tech core is.
Yes.
Through the HETMA lens. It's going to be beautiful.
Yes. And so, speaking of tech, that is what we are all here for.
Yep.
Yes.
So let's start down by Ernie. What have you seen that is of interest?
I've seen several things. One thing I always like doing is walking around the edges and seeing the first-time exhibitors.
Yeah.
The people trying to break into our market. There's always some really neat things. I'm not going to touch on many of those right now, but it's always just fun to go see a lot of things that don't really apply to us, but see what's out there. But as far as things that are applicable to us, we had a good meeting with our Zoom reps about how we can improve the Zoom support that we're providing on our campus. LG has some wonderful new products coming out, some really new displays for the education market, things that can fit and that are affordable, and they're pushing down the prices on some of the products that we've been using over the years past. Let's see. RP Visuals has some really neat mounting hardware. We install our own stuff. I've worked with RP Visuals in the past. Used to be, it was just very custom stuff. They're still custom made, but they're very applicable to a lot of the things that we're doing. And so I think we can look at things like that for our campus. X10. Once again, we're in design. They make design software, not just for our integrators. It works great for universities that do a lot of their own work. They've added some new tools to their main package that I'm excited to see. I'm on the administrative management side, and they're going to make my life much easier when it comes to taking the designs that my team have put together and then making the purchases. So I'm really excited about that. Those are some of the things that I've really seen that jump out at me right now. But I think it's been a wonderful show. There have been a lot of really neat things, new things. So that's where I am.
Awesome. How about you, Lon?
Yeah, coming from the perspective that I did not one, but 2 sessions for Avixa on classroom designs on a budget, it means I'm all about that 80% of our classrooms that we need to cover. A lot of the times in our conversations, we get to the whiz-bang cool stuff. but the numbers of those rooms are just too small. So from a practical place, there are a couple of things. Had a great conversation with Insta360 about some of the applications that they saw or did not realize could be parallel lanes in the higher ed sphere from their cameras, right? So some of those applications where you can get different form factors of cameras in there, even like their 360-degree camera, it does live streaming both sides. People don't know that. So it's something that they're actually looking into, literally just updating the documentation to let us know. A lot of small schools are going to have fun with that. If you have like weird campuses, aviations, or like a farm or whatever is the case, can't think of a better thing to throw there. Netgear, I mean, between Netgear and Ubiquity, I like this next-gen networking push with this focus on, let's call it the problem packets being AV. So now that we have network manufacturers, or those two in particular, saying, look, we see y'all, we also see that y'all are not coming from core IT. So let's create interfaces and processes and training regimes that will help y'all get to your end destination. And I want to give one more touch on Crestron. There is a unit that they have along with their Air Media wireless presentation product. It's not new by any means, but I'm seeing that it can play a much larger role in that 80% of those classrooms. It's the DMTX 200 or something like that. And it's this cool little breakout box that connects with one Cat6 to the network, or not, and I'll get to that in a second. And that sits on your desk in your meeting room or in your classroom at your lecturer's desk. And with one USB-C cable, your lecturer's laptop is now into the wireless system, inclusive of cameras and microphones, so you could do BYOD video conferencing. What is cool is, and I did not realize this till this morning, not only does it via PoE, but it does do a point-to-point wireless connection with that wireless gateway. So even if you have, and this is something that happens to us all the time, we have something on an island somewhere with no cabling going to it. In this case, you don't need power, which is kind of crazy. I don't want to sound like I'm selling this thing. You don't need power or data, because that one USB-C connection will also power the device from your laptop. I'm like, I did not know that.
That was a very nice device. I did see it also.
I'm literally seeing it, especially for schools that are kind of being mandated, Aaron, for having to throw a camera in every classroom and just make every classroom VC. I could see that whole wireless system of theirs playing like a very central role in being able to do it at cost. So that's my three things.
Okay, how about you, Kelvin?
It was overwhelming. There's a lot of stuff. I just saw a classroom management system. I don't have in our school probably enough to qualify a subscription-based service, but the system, and I don't remember the name of it. It's actually not far from
I think it was not far from here. It's around the corner over there.
No, there's one like right on this side.
Over there.
Talent
Okay.
3.
There you go.
Talent.
Thank you, because it's a HETMA.
I think they're a sponsor as well, a HETMA partner,
Yes,
right?
They're definitely a friend of ours.
They're definitely a friend.
Unsurprisingly.
Yes. And so the demo was very impressive. So I definitely will follow up with them, because even though I don't think we have the amount of classrooms, we like to share the information. Like even last year, I just want to share what I'm learning with the people that could possibly use it, even if it's not in our school. Because Emory is the umbrella, and then you have theology, medicine, law, business school. So the information that I get here, it can go way beyond my school.
See if you get yourself a demo, you'd be surprised. You may be able to get an on-site demo.
Well, we talked about it, yeah. So that was one. And then Extron, you were talking about lost packets with AV, and we saw a really great Extron demonstration where they have a proprietary technology that looks at in advance at the looks at the frames, and then I guess it anticipates it, and he did like a side-by-side comparison where without the technology, you would have skips and things like that. So that was really interesting, because we do have some Extron items at our school. Crestron, I did a booth tour with Crestron. We have a lot of Crestron product. It's just too much it's too much.
It is.
It's a lot. So I'll stop there, because I can. So then my mentor, I was just roaming around, and my mentor happened to be at a booth. It was called OBS Bot.
Yeah.
And it was the AI tracking camera. And Kyle, who was my mentor, he was phenomenal as a mentor, by the way. very educational, guided me through a lot of stuff. But at the booth, I thought he was making a joke because he was selling a camera to me, but he was like, no, I actually bought this for real. I love this camera. And it was, the tracking on it was
phenomenal.
Some of the most smooth tracking. And I'm like, don't buy a camera. Let the school buy a camera. I want it for the little gigs I get, So, but anyway, that's what I got.
Yeah, I kind of want to reiterate kind of what Ernie was saying, that I love the perimeter booths, finding those diamonds in the rough that you may have missed, and and they may not be at the point in their business life that they can get to afford one of these giant space areas, but it's like, that doesn't mean that their product is any less or valuable.
Right. Yeah.
And we always talk about like the flashy stuff, the monitors, the projectors, the things that people really what you see in the classrooms. But I love shows like this that are large enough that you get to see those companies that do some of the like behind the scenes stuff.
There it is.
Those mounts, the cable management.
Shout out AV Extenders next to us every time.
Absolutely. AV Extenders, a fantastic group. Easy Cable, I think that's the one that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, them too.
Great solutions for things that make our lives easier as techs. But yeah, so before we start wrapping this up, I wanted to hear from each of you what your kind of highlight moment has been while you've been here at InfoComm.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, that is tough. Because everything I just named were highlights. those are things I'm going to talk about.
Right, but even after hours things you've seen, things you've
that's
done.
Different. That question is Vegas in general. The Sphere was phenomenal. The tech in the Sphere. I mean, sometimes as techies, if you will, AV people, it's hard to just enjoy the experience when we go to stuff because we're like, that speaker's not. We'll scrutinize the tech instead
those pixels are dead.
Yeah, definitely that one. Definitely that one, right? So I went to the Sphere, and boy, that's a marvel in technology. That's where they have the Wizard of Oz. You got me. Yeah. So, it's 270 degrees worth of screen.
James Dolan from the Knicks spent his money on his Sphere. He got his championship. James Dolan is the MVP.
Oh, nice. That's MSG.
Yeah, MSG.
Madison Square Garden. Yeah, but that was a marvel. But this InfoComm, come on. I mean, everything. Yeah. In fact, I had to pack a bag, just an empty bag, to bring back all of the stuff to share with my team.
For me, it's going to sound cliche, Aaron, but again, the context being so different, I'm not continental US. I don't have the luxury of being able to pop up and see an Aaron. Unbeknownst to HETMA people, I sorted my Canadian visa out this year just because you all had a road show in Toronto. I was going to surprise you. Flights did not work out. I was going to have to not sleep for 3 days just to come say hi to you. So for me, the high point, again, I don't want to be cliche, I don't want to sound like a homer, is getting to come, getting to see Aaron, getting to see Joe, getting to see Troy, getting to see Brooke. I miss Britt not being here this year. I miss not seeing BC. For me, the HETMA family is always my high point. It makes the sore feet worth it. It makes the shoulders sore with it. You all have me building the second story on this, basically solo, because I'm the only tall guy. Right? So that for me is definitely for sure high point. 52 weeks in a year. This is the week that I am very happy to bleed, sweat, tear up for HETMA. Oh, and Prism. I was, and again, not because I know I had a horse in the race there, but this is a very impressive prism year to me. You all exude a sense of maturity and focus that if every subsequent year comes like this, then I, for one, am not worried about the future of higher ed AV. This thing is going to be great. You all want to do better than us. I'm being real. Ernie?
Well, going along with what Lisle was saying, the networking, the catching up with people that you haven't seen in a while, but also networking with people across the industry, people you do see once every year or so, being remembered, remembering them, getting to catch up, learn what's new at different booths, and what can we take back that can enhance our campuses, building relationships that last decades. I was telling somebody, I was on the InfoComm board a long time ago, and just seeing some of the people that were there with me that are still here. Many of them are retired. They're emeritus members of InfoComm, if you will. Not my title, but that's what they're. Seeing them here at the show and around Vegas during the InfoComm week is really exciting. But another thing is getting to bring my staff. I brought 3 people who have never been to InfoComm before this year. That's the most I've ever gotten to bring at one time. And getting to bring them here, show them, introduce them to people, let them begin building relationships. And I've seen that. I've seen them getting to know some of the vendors and exchanging contact information so they can get back in touch with them, not just because they got their badge scanned, but because it really is going to have an impact on the work that they do, and they think they can improve our campus. So that gets back into the mentoring we talked about earlier. Letting them learn how to do it and giving them the opportunity to meet people and start developing their own relationships that can grow our university and the industry at the same time.
That's really wonderful to hear.
Nice.
Yeah. It's so for me, I mean, there's obviously so many great moments across the week, from the Education Summit through with the awards and the show itself and everything. But I have to say that people who know me know that when I come to shows like InfoComm, I don't do dinners. It's too much time that I am stuck in one location, and I've got to run around and be a person of the people. And,
Madam President.
People seem to think, I'm somebody important, I guess. But so everybody wants to see me. They want, I have a lot of events and whatnot that I get invited to, and so I have to make the rounds. I can't sit for a long period of time and have a dinner with somebody. But this year I did make an exception because I wanted to have dinner with the PRISM scholars. And it was, of course, it was a fantastic meal, but
phenomenal,
right? But it was so So we went to a buffet, but if we went to the buffet,
don't let out all the secrets.
I know, right? Don't let them know. It was. The food was delicious. The company was fantastic, and just getting to hang out with them and celebrate their success as we're starting to wind down their cohort. But then talking with them about continuing, this isn't over just because the timing of their specific cohort's done, and we're going to be ramping up the next. It was great to be encouraging of the continuation of it, and continue those mentor-mentee relationships, even if they change slightly away from more we're studying for the CTS, but shifting more into professional advice and direction and that sort of thing, and maybe more coaching than mentor. But yeah, so that was really wonderful and just the highlight for me.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, I totally agree. The whole experience was just I'm gonna remember it for years to come. It's been really great. I'm grateful for it, and
that's so good to hear.
Yeah.
So good to hear.
That's the perfect closing. I don't want to add. That's it there.
Well, all right, then that sounds perfect. So, Calvin,
Yes.
after this episode drops, where could people reach out to you if they want to?
I didn't expect you to ask me that.
Yeah. There you go. Wait till you see what happens with me.
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn is what I always say.
LinkedIn is Calvin Thorbourne on LinkedIn. I pretty sure there's only one because my father's no longer with us, but he's with me in
Rest in
spirit.
peace, Pop.
Yes, he's with me in spirit. But yeah, so Calvin Thorbourne on LinkedIn. That's where they can find me.
And how about you, Lisle?
You know how the weirdo does it. Just give me a call, FaceTime, iMessage, FaceTime audio, WhatsApp. My number is 868-683-2442. Go get me.
I love how he puts it all out there.
Right.
And how about you, Ernie?
LinkedIn is still the best way to get a hold of me. I try to catch up on that every now and then.
Right. And as for me, you can find me on LinkedIn, on the HETMA community, and you can find me here monthly on AVNation's EdTech podcast. And while you're there, you can also find a whole host of other fantastic podcasts as I'm losing my tiara.
Oh, dear. It's a good time to wrap. There you go.
But yeah, so and be sure to check all of them out. And I will see you next time.
The network for the AV industry.
What are you listening to?
This
This is AV.
This
is AV Nation.
This is AV Nation.
Hi, this is Jennifer Goodyear
And Erica Carroll
from the Women in AV podcast, where we are encouraged by the incredible stories of women in AV.
Listen in on fun, empowering conversations as we chat with inspiring women, breaking barriers and creating their own path in the industry.
Check out Women in AV on avnation.tv or wherever you get your podcasts.